Hello everyone, Acid Fox back for part 4 of our Tarnished of No Renown run. Just a quick recap, we are trying to beat the game as a nobody without talking to any NPCs by any means necessary. That means no leveling, no horse, no traders or upgrading weapons with blacksmiths, no crafting, and only 3 talisman slots. In part 3, we went over the wrong warp in order to get into the crumbling city, since we couldn't talk to Melina after defeating the fire giant. From there, we make our way to Malekith, and I still feel bad about this one, but well, I'm sorry, kid. The game was rigged from the start. With Malekith, Sir Gideon Ofnir, and Godfrey down, it's time to start taking out the most difficult side bosses before the final boss. Starting with Radahn, we tried to fight him earlier in this challenge run, but realized we couldn't start the fight unless we talked to an NPC. With this in mind, I tried to find another way to start the fight or get into the boss area. After some searching, I found an area where I could use the zip glitch to get into Radahn's arena. Yeah, we fall to our death, but since we are in this area, we are in range of the Stake of Marika checkpoint for this boss fight. And now we can finally take on Radahn without talking to any NPCs. Honestly, I thought Radahn was going to be a lot harder without using the 6 or 7 summons they provide for the fight, and I was surprised I could take a couple of hits from him as well. Either way, with Radahn down, we can head to Malenia, but there's one boss blocking the path to her. Loretta isn't too bad. Once she reaches about 50% health, she casts an ability that enhances all of her spells. I found that if I break her stance while casting this, she can't get it off and will try to cast it again when she recovers, so we give her the Malekith treatment as well. With Loretta down, we can finally take on Malenia, arguably the hardest boss in Elden Ring.
Heed my words. I am Malenia, Blade of Mikola. And I have never known defeat. I am Malenia, Blade of Mikola.
All things considered, that was a pretty good first attempt. Now I'll be honest, I tried learning how to parry her, and it was a decent strategy. Most people that succeed in parrying her use the buckler parry because it has a faster windup than small shields. However, we can't get the buckler because you can only get it by choosing a starting class with it or by purchasing from a merchant, which we can do neither for this run. I chose the golden parry weapon art because it has similar frame data to the buckler and can be used at a longer distance. Let's take a logical approach and break down why parrying is not the way to go for this run. With the golden parry, when the button is pressed, there is a 4-frame delay to get the shield into position, and then has 5 frames of parry duration. This means I need to be able to determine if I'll take damage within 0.066 seconds to 0.149 seconds, and parry in time for a window of 0.0833 seconds. Malenia has 18,473 health and takes at least 3 parries to break her stance. If I do a visceral attack for 926 damage and a follow-up heavy attack for 141 damage, I can do 1,067 damage per stance break, meaning I just need to successfully parry at least 51 times and get 17 visceral and heavy follow-up attacks. Easy enough, right? But if done correctly, then we make it to phase 2, where she has 14,778 health, where we need another 42 parries and about 14 visceral attacks, amounting to a total of at least 93 parries executed perfectly with reaction time faster than 1/10 of a second each time. Lastly, in order to parry, you need to be within melee range of her. They decided to give her one ability in particular to make players regret being within melee range, as it results in almost instant death if not properly prepared for. So we take a more ranged approach. Alright, I know some of these boss fights aren't what most people expect. I know they aren't as pretty or as perfect as most videos out there, but I'm not here to make those videos. I'm here to complete a challenge I set out for. I wouldn't even say I'm that great at the game. I would just argue that I'm yet to find a single thing in all of the Soul series and Elden Ring that can't be beat by simple trial and error. Thank you all for watching. I hope you will join me again in the next one, where our Tarnished of No Renown series comes to an end, as we take on Radahn and the Elden Beast. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one.